Yeah, what's really good? It's me, your boy Finesse Daily. Like, comment, and subscribe. You want to come kick it with me and vibe, you know what I mean? Let me put on my little earpiece. I really need to put it on the correct way. You know what I'm saying? These them 1998s, the ones you had when you was walking down the street with your Walkman. You know what I mean? Them 98s. They give some good sound though, them 1998s. Them Walkmans, you feel me? But y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all ever want to come through and kick it with me and vibe? We don't really know what the hell we doing on here. We just really doing it. Honestly, like, we really just trying to do it. And what that means is just be consistent every day. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know really what what the heck is going on. You feel me? But the catch is just staying consistent every day and applying yourself. You know what I mean? So hopefully we plan on living off content in the next year. You feel me? By 2026, I'm trying to get 100,000 subscribers by 2026. I'm at 16,000 in 3 months. I just started posting in the last 3 months. I'm at about 16,000. So we're trying to get to 100K in the next year. Highly possible, might not be. We just blessed to have somebody tap in. Shout out to my boy Young Gotti, Black Gotti. That's what he say. Tap in. Black Gotti just walked in. Shout out to Black Gotti, man. I hope he's still out there prospering. I was watching you when you only had 5K followers. But let's get straight to it. Today, I'm about to watch Salt Bay. You know what I mean? Sprinkle the little salt on. Do his little thing. That arm look shiesty with the salt. The salt is crazy. Ain't no way you salted any of my food with that much salt on your forearm or whatever you call that, the back arm whoop right here. You not. It ain't happening. If you got the back arm whoop, man, you can forget it. You're not salting nothing on my plate with the back arm salted like that, bro. But let's get straight to it. I guess it's finna tell how the Salt Bay situation went from just being super fire to just being the worst situation to be in. Let's see, man, because I still feel like he should prosper, but I'm not paying 40,000 for no steak.
$108,000 for a single dinner, while employees freeze in an unheated kitchen serving $700 steak. Salt Bay's golden empire is crumbling faster than the gold leaf on his overpriced tomahawk. With 3 New York restaurants shuttered in the past year alone and profits plummeting by 48% in London. As days pass, Salt Bay is getting worse. It seems like his profits are drifting faster than the salt from his fingers. In January 2024, when most of the world was feeling the pinch of inflation, Salt Bay decided it was the perfect time to flaunt his excess. He posted a Dubai restaurant bill totaling 398,630 UAE dirhams, 108,000 US dollars. On
That's
Instagram with the
crazy.
caption, "Money comes, money goes." Yeah, money comes and money flows out of your bank account, buddy. The breakdown of this single meal reads like a parody of luxury dining. 3 gold-covered steaks for $1,388, a golden giant tomahawk for $1,361, and 2
Never.
bottles of Chateau Petrus
You could
2009
forget
for
it.
an eye-watering $53,906 US
You could
dollars. The
forget
cherry on
it.
top, a $24,500 tip. You know, I could use a $24,500 tip, to be honest. The response was swift and merciless. What's revolting is the bragging, one user commented, while another pointed out the bill that could feed 100,000 hungry children. Salt
Dang.
Bay's tone-deaf display of excess
100,000 hungry children could be fed off of this man's meal that he's charging 100K for. And when greed turns into stupidity, there we go. When greed turns into stupidity, he was one of the top people where he really could have just went and started a channel, made steak every day, cut it and drip salt on it, and he would have been cool. But greed, somebody went to that man and told him, hey, look, start a restaurant and we gonna tax the wealthy. And the wealthy is smart. People would think that the wealthy be just spending a whole bunch of money on stupid stuff. They do, but the people who really, really wealthy and doing their stuff, bro, they probably go to this stuff a couple times a year. The people who really wealthy, really grinding, the people who living off of the wealthy people, that means like the spouse or the person's cousin or the brother or the best friend, they be going here trying to spend the wealthiest person money. But the wealthy people that really make stuff flow in the world, they're not going to nobody's restaurant. I'm just telling you the truth. They might stop by with the people in their family that want to do extra stuff. But the people who focus don't care about going to see Salt Bay drip salt on a tomahawk. No.
marked a turning point in public opinion in a world grappling with cost of living crises. Literally, just weeks before his notorious bill-bragging incident, the cracks in Salt Bay's empire became impossible to ignore. His London restaurant, once again the crown jewel of his European operations, reported a staggering drop in profits from £3.3 million to £1.7 million in 2023, with sales plummeting by 31%. The situation in New York was even more dire. By early 2024, Salt Bay had to shut down his meat packing, marking a second New York closure in less than a year. His spokesperson said, "They tried some markets out, some worked while others haven't. But perhaps most embarrassing."
That's why I seen somebody, I can't remember who said it, but I can't quote them. But they said, stay small. Like, stay small as long as you can. Stay small and win off learning. Stay small. Even when you're doing YouTube or you on these platforms, you small, have fun. Do stuff to kind of like push the effort, push the mode, push the dream forward, kind of be a little, take chances, make mistakes, like Miss Frizzle say, you know what I mean? Go do whatever, because when you small, you got the leisure to do that. Once you get big, they eye on you. So you can't do much. You can't try to take chances and stuff. But if you small, you got the room to be small. Be small. He took his little viralness and wanted to blow, when he could have just started a YouTube channel, did the same thing every day. He'd probably be making like 50,000 every 2 weeks. That's not bad. That's not a million. That ain't $1 million or 5 million to 10 million off a restaurant. But shit, you making 100,000 a month. You still a millionaire every year. Why not?
Embarrassing was the revelation that his London restaurant, which charges up to $630 for a giant tomahawk steak, was turning off the heating to cut costs. This same location ranks a dismal 14,570 out of 21,375 restaurants in London on TripAdvisor, with a rating that would make most fast food joints look like a Michelin-starred establishment. They got a merely 2.5 rating in terms of value for money. That's where you can understand what they are serving. It's not like where you can look at a restaurant and it's like a hole-in-the-wall 3.5 stars that's going to give you an amazing meal. Remember, this is the upscale excess life that they're living. It looks gold from the outside, but shit from the inside. These are the words of a former bartender at Uncut, London, part of a devastating expose that revealed the dark side of Salt Bay's glittering empire. In April of 2023, Business Insider published interviews with 9 former employees from 6 different restaurants, painting a picture that was far from the glamorous image Salt Bay promotes on Instagram. Former staff described working conditions as the Hunger Games of cooking, where employees never knew if they'd survive their shift without being fired.
The Hunger Games? That's a strong thing. This man they playing like the Hunger Games. Come on. That ain't really that bad, man. Tyra Banks, she did the Hunger Games with America's Top Models. People forget that, but I watched that. I was like a dedicated fan in 02, probably like 02, 03, man. America's Top Models and Fear Factor came on every single time, but she literally did the Hunger Games. Who else did the Hunger Games? We got Tyra. Somebody else did the Hunger Games. It's another TV show where they basically make you fight and go at each other. So Chef Ramsay, that's what it is. Not Master Chef, but Hell's Kitchen. That's Hunger Games for sure.
Former server Angela Mayer's lawsuit painted a disturbing picture of systematic discrimination. Non-Turkish employees were treated as second-class citizens, facing harsher punishments for the same mistakes their Turkish colleagues made. Mayer, who identifies as Latino, claims he was called Spanish shit by colleagues and faced physical intimidation for not being Turkish. It was like having 2 different rule books, says a former manager who wished to remain anonymous. Turkish employees could do no wrong while the rest of us walked on eggshells. Yeah, Salt Bay's foundation is built on salt, not strong foundations. But nationality wasn't the only basis for discrimination. Female employees found themselves trapped in what one former worker described as a misogynistic nightmare. Wow, what a description. Elizabeth Cruz, a former bartender at Uncut, New York, was ordered to ditch her professional uniform for a short skirt, high heels, and revealing top on her very first day. The investigation revealed a disturbing pattern. What
kind of car do you drive?
A 2022 Tesla Model Y. Why?
If you don't mind me asking, what do you pay for car insurance?
Female employees were allowed to wear the...
She should have already known that they was going to try to make her look some type of way, considering that he all about viralness in the internet. One thing you got to remember, anybody is on this internet stuff and you a female and they call you and say, hey, man, we want you on here with us. We want you to do this. Trust me. I'm just telling you. 98% of the time, you just eye candy. If you ain't already out there speaking and doing nothing, and and showing that you worth something, you just eye candy. You are there to sit there and just be eye candy. I don't agree with it, but I'm just telling you. That's what they making. So you got to watch. If you're going to work for somebody that's kind of in the internet viral stuff, they probably want you there for eye candy, nothing more, nothing less.
Standard uniform, others were forced into more club-worthy attire. When Cruz finally stood up for herself and asked to wear the regular uniform, she was fired just 2 weeks into the job. But the discrimination was just the tip of the iceberg. Multiple lawsuits revealed a systematic pattern of wage theft that would make even Gordon Ramsay's kitchen look like heaven, not Hell's Kitchen. Tips mysteriously disappeared, overtime went unpaid, and those who dared to question the practice found themselves suddenly unemployed. When confronted with these allegations, Salt Bae's response was as tasteless as his gold-covered steaks. I don't imagine steak with gold exactly tasting good. His lawyer, Christy Reuter, dismissed the claims as nothing more than a rehash of old lawsuits. But the 7 lawsuits filed across 2 cities tell a different story. One of systematic abuse, discrimination, and retaliation. The worker allegations came with serious legal consequences. Salt Bae had to shell out $230,000 in settlements to former employees who accused him of skimming their tips. When confronted about firing these employees, his response only reinforced the accusations of his ego problem. I was not satisfied with
It sounds like Salt Bae got more problems than he actually need.
the performance. They didn't match my understanding of work. While Salt Bae's restaurants are struggling to keep their doors open, his social media presence tells a different story. His Instagram feed remains a carefully curated showcase of celebrity visits and his lavish lifestyle, but even here the cracks are showing. His social media growth has hit the lowest point since his 2017 viral moment. In the last 6 months of 2023, he gained only 300,000 followers per month, a fraction.
Man, that's actually good. And see, that's the problem. That's why y'all can't let people dictate y'all fame, man. Once they start calling you a viral sensation, it's a wrap, because now they get to say when your numbers drop. That's a part of social media. So like him gaining 300,000 followers every month is actually good. So I don't know what they talking about.
Of his previous growth. Even now, he has 54 million followers on Instagram. Seeing his previous growth, Salt Bae's decline is on its way. Even these new followers seem more interested in mocking than admiring, with most comment sections now filled with criticism rather than praise. If TripAdvisor reviews are anything to go by, Salt Bae's restaurants are serving up disappointment with a side of bankruptcy. Here's what real customers had to say about their experiences.
They said that boy is serving some disappointment with a side of bankruptcy. Man, stay away from that man's restaurants. That ain't it. All this doing weird stuff with the fingers in meat and licking it and kissing the meat. Pause. Man, look, it ain't worth it, bro. Salt from the forearm, 3-point shot. Man, no, man, we ain't with it.
In 2024, this was the worst dining experience ever. Service was crappy and very bad. Crazy prices, poor quality, never ever go back there. I asked for medium rare and they did it rare. I had to sell my kidney to pay the bill. One particularly scathing review from February 2024 went viral when a customer described paying 630 pounds for a tomahawk steak in a freezing cold restaurant, only to discover they were turning off heat to cut costs. During a year when the business reported millions in revenue, Salt Bae's London restaurant recently slashed prices on its most expensive dishes in a move that just screams desperation. The Golden Giant Tomahawk, once proudly priced at 1,450 pounds, can now be had for just 630 pounds. The Golden Giant sirloin dropped from
He was getting over. As you can see, he was getting over, bro. Them flakes don't cost them flakes don't cost that much.
1,350 pounds to a mere $750. Even the famous burger now costs $45 instead of $100. If there was a single moment that marked the beginning of Salt Bae's downfall, it was his infamous behavior at the 2022 FIFA World Cup final. What should have been Argentina's moment became, in typical Salt Bae fashion, all about him. In what many call the most cringeworthy moment in a World Cup history, Salt Bae somehow managed to get into the field after Argentina's victory, proceeding to harass the players for selfies, grabbing Lionel Messi's arm repeatedly, and most shocking, snatch and kiss the World Cup trophy, a privilege reserved only for winners and heads of state. FIFA's response was swift. The organization launched an investigation, and the FIFA president publicly unfollowed Salt Bae on Instagram, a modern-day equivalent of social excommunication. Salt Bae's response. In a recent 2024 interview, he somehow made it worse. There were
Shout out to Gucci, man. He always said, you can't get too lost in the sauce, bro. This is a prime example of getting too lost in the sauce. Gucci man was, but he has the right to say it, because he didn't count the sauce, been in the sauce, got too lost in the sauce, made the sauce, deleted the sauce. Bro did all type of So he understands, bro. This is a prime example of getting too lost in the sauce, bro. Shout out to Gucci Man.
2 billion people watching the World Cup. How many people are speaking about me? 5 billion. The whole world. This tone-deaf response perfectly encapsulates why Salt Bae's star is falling. He seems incapable of understanding the difference between fame and infamy.
He doing
Not all
anything.
publicity is
Wow, he
good
chopped the
publicity,
meat.
Salt Bae. Despite the
Whoa,
mounting evidence
pause.
of his empire's decline, Salt Bae seems determined to expand further. In early 2024, he announced
Did y'all see how he was on the whoop? Look at this.
early 2024, he announced
Let's
his
see.
empire's decline.
Look how
Salt Bae
look
seems
how he
determined
gripped
to
it.
expand further.
Bro on bull. Bro on bull. Y'all paying him thousands just to think of anything he like. So then when we take the bone out, I'm gonna go over it and grip it 3 times. And, man, bro, look, man, we'll be fighting afterwards. I pay 50,000 and he gripping meat. Bro, I'm watching bro grip meat and put meat in other dudes' mouth. Like, I'm watching you grip meat and put meat in other people's mouth, in other dudes' mouths, bro. You wild. You wildin', bro.
Further, in early 2024, he announced plans for a new $100 million complex in Ibiza, including 4 restaurants and 51 apartments. But industry experts are skeptical. Since 2021, his New York presence has been decimated with 3
He
high-profile
making up
restaurant
stuff.
closures,
He saying
including his
anything.
famous burger joint and the once bustling meatpacking district location. Well, his London flagship restaurant, once the crown jewel of his European operations, has seen profits plummet by a staggering 48%, forcing
going
them
broke
to
fast.
slash prices on their signature gold-crusted steaks. The situation in Greece is equally dire, with daily customer bookings dropping from a peak of 600 to barely 200. A devastating blow for a restaurant built on exclusivity and, well, hype. His reputation has taken an even bigger hit online, with TripAdvisor ratings so low that they place his restaurants in the bottom 4% globally. Perhaps most
Dang.
telling is his social media engagement, where growth has plunged by 70%, suggesting
That's
that even his
crazy.
viral fame and the foundation of his entire empire might finally be running out of salt. What do you think? Has Salt Bae's empire finally reached its expiration date? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget.
And that's exactly why. Stay small and love when you building, even if you got a viral moment and your stuff doing hundreds of millions, man, be happy and okay, be okay with it balancing back out. Don't be trying to, I gotta top it. I mean, go to the 90s and watch Jerry Springer. You know, that new doc just came out. Go watch that. You know, he had a problem with that. He was kind of boring in the beginning. He found his little niche, started doing it, and then it became addictive. All they did when we was kids on Jerry Springer was like, try to top the next one. Try to find the next person doing some weird stuff. And then you get caught up into topping the next thing. That's where you fall off. So I say keep it chill. Don't do too much. Don't get lost in the sauce. Shout out Gucci Man. So yeah, man, Salt Bae is a perfect example of getting lost in the sauce. Yeah, I know he feeling salty. Salt Bae feeling salty, and that's how the plays out. You know what I mean? That's how it really play out. But again, my name is Finesse Dayly. My name is actually Finesse. You know how people make up names for the internet? I'm actually Finesse. My name is Finesse Love, but I go by Finesse Dayly. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all ever want to kick it with me and vibe, man? Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all really mean no worries. No, I'm just playing. Neener means no worries. Y'all mean whatever you want it to mean, but Neener means no worries. Y'all means, hey, live your life, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Y'all holler at me. We always get straight to it. Every time we make a video, it's me, Young Ness.